We have set an intention for today, have we not?
Yes.
That we are going to have a conversation that illuminates and brings joy and value to people worldwide.
Yes.
And to bridge the gap between men and women.
Yes.
Why men do the things they do, why women do the things they do, how the things men do affects women and vice versa. And, by the way, thank you for being here.
Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure.
You could be doing anything with your time right now. We're in Bali.
And I chose to do this.
You chose to do this?
Yes.
Yeah?
Well,
you're not on the beach.
Yeah, because I think this is very important. Like, honestly, I feel like men and women are living in two separate worlds, and someone needs to bridge the gap, you know, like.
Someone has to.
Someone has to do it.
And I
think we are ready to do it.
Right. So it's time for the tiger and the snake to get into action.
I like that.
So we have some questions. Well, not quite. We have some some controversial questions about dating and relationships, which we're going to go through and answer them one by one.
Yeah.
Question number 1 would be: do men value physical appearance more than women do, or is that a societal stereotype?
What do you think?
I think it's quite clear that they do.
Yeah.
I think it's very clear that they do. For instance, so in the time I spend coaching men, whenever men are looking at women's dating app profile pictures, the only thing that men really care about is how the women look in the pictures. For instance, the picture itself could be a terrible picture, grainy, poor quality, things like this, but they're like, does she look good? You know, does she look beautiful? Does she look sexy? Things like this. But from what I've seen, when women are looking at men's dating profile pictures, they're looking at a bunch of other things, as in, what lifestyle does this man seem to be living? Does this man have social connections? Does this man look like he's got wealth? Things like that.
So you mean to say that when women are looking at men's pictures and the dating apps, it's not about the appearance only. It's about the lifestyle, the vibe, the energy he's embodying, the way he's showing himself in the
That's exactly what I'd say.
But then when men are looking at women's picture, all they care about is she hot or not?
More or less, yeah.
Yeah. So they don't really care about her energy, like how is she carrying herself in the picture, her lifestyle, like nothing.
For a man to care about that, he would need to be successfully meeting so many women that he now is able to be like, oh yeah, so now let's care about her energy. And no, they don't care at all.
But you're talking about dating apps only. What about like dating in the real world?
I mean, okay, but I'm speaking about dating apps because it's kind of like a microcosm, so to speak. So in my time as a coach, I've had this conversation so many times where I'd meet a man, right? And not meet a man, I'm coaching a man. And he goes out on a Friday night and he meets some girl. And he has a fantastic time with the girl. Me and him have a call the next Tuesday. And he goes, Kieran, I met this woman and she's amazing. We had a fantastic time. This woman is great. And I go, okay, great. So what is amazing about this woman? And he goes, well, she was hot and she laughed at my jokes. And then I go, really? Like, that's it. She was hot and she laughed at your jokes. That's actually all you needed. And then he's like, oh, yeah, actually. Like, so she didn't need to necessarily say anything that was particularly interesting. And then it kind of blows their mind.
Oh, so it's so easy to blow men's minds.
Oh, sorry, I mean the fact that he's realised that he didn't care about anything else other than how she looked and the fact that she laughed at his jokes. That actually kind of blows his mind. To be honest with you, I don't think that guy there would be happy with a woman who had a poor personality long term. I'm not saying that at all. I think if he meets a woman and she's got no personality, eventually he's going to get bored of her and be very unsatisfied. However, in the outset, all he's thinking about is that. And if he sees that, he's like, yeah. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Well, I think for women, it's the physical appearance is important, but it's not the main thing. Like, yes, it's so nice to have a guy that is good looking next to you, you know, but then if he's too good looking,
what happens if he's too good looking?
then he is the princess in the relationship, and he's gonna be leading with his looks, you know, like, I'm the good looking one, I'm the one who's, you know, I need all the attention from the woman, and then that woman ends up feeling like insecure about her. Like, the woman needs to feel that she's the pretty one in the relationship.
So you've never been with a man who you thought was prettier than you?
Well, I mean,
I guess not. I guess not.
I don't think so.
I guess not. Okay. Well, there we go.
But, like, yeah, the woman needs to feel that she's the pretty one. So if he's just a good face, you know, then, and a good body, then, and his actions are not masculine, he's not taking care of her, he's just playing hard to get, or like all these things, it's gonna be a turn off after a while. Like, this is what I believe.
Right. From what I have seen,
yeah,
most women seem to feel more comfortable when they feel like they are the princess in the relationship.
Yeah.
For instance, they don't want their man to have like to care too much about his clothes and to have like millions and millions of shoes and things like this. Women want to feel like their man is a man, and for some reason masculinity is partially tied into be more action oriented rather than this is what I look like oriented.
I mean, it's nice to have both of them, you know, if he's masculine and then good looking and then he's taking care of his, you know, like appearance, and then at the same time he's focused on like making things done, you know, getting things done and fixing problems and providing and protecting.
Yeah. So
then that's a king.
Would you like to know something that I have said to my clients in the past?
Yes, for sure.
I have said to my clients, right, look, right, like, again, I'm referring to dating profile pictures, but this is just dating in general. You can look as good as you want, but you want it to look like an accident.
Oh, yeah.
As in, I just happen to look good.
Yeah.
So, for instance,
exactly.
like, yeah.
That's the energy we love about men. He's handsome, but he doesn't know it. Like, he's not aware of how hot and handsome he is. But if he's leading with his, I'm handsome and I'm attractive. Like, one time I had this, like, long video telling my clients and my followers on social media, like, how the energy of the man who has this, you know, he knows he's charming and he uses his charm over women, and he's just, you know, like he just wants to collect women around him and get their validation, and how depressing it is to be with a man like that. It's very depressing, because then all of the attention is on him, and the woman needs to feel that she is the source of beauty and love and joy.
The source of beauty.
Yes, exactly.
The source of beauty.
And when the man takes that from her, that's
then
very
what does she have?
What does she have?
What does she have? The man takes that from her.
Yeah. And then she's just gonna feel insecure. She's just gonna feel like less than him. She's gonna feel like, oh, he's the pretty one in the relationship, so who am I in the relationship, you know? Like, am I gonna be the one who protects him, like, or provide for him? So I feel like men need to understand that their appearance should be like more like an accident. Like, I exercise, I go to the gym, I take care of myself, I'm clean, I smell good, but that's an accident. Well, I didn't mean to do that.
I know what I mean. I meant to work out, but the six-pack just happened.
Just happened.
I'm working out for health.
For the joy of working out.
Yeah, for the joy of working
because
out.
I love pain.
Yeah, and like, I happen to have a six-pack and big muscles. I don't know.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly. That's attractive.
Understood.
Please, more men. Like, please, this is a calling for men.
A calling.
A calling for men. Please make your attractive appearance look like an accident.
Yes. Okay. Question number 2.
Okay.
So, is emotional availability a bigger issue for men or women in dating, and why? Hit me. Emotional availability.
Well, the first answer that came in my head is, of course, men.
Yeah, yes.
And then let me carry on, please. So, the first answer was like men. But then what I know, like on a deeper level, that if if you are connecting with an unavailable man, or you are dating unavailable man, then there are high chances that you are unavailable by yourself. Like, you are an unavailable woman as well. because the bond won't happen unless like, and won't carry on unless like both people are unavailable.
So, okay, so when you say unavailable, we mean there's a man who can't be there emotionally with the woman that he's with. So she wants hugs either physically or emotionally. She wants to sit and speak and actually connect, and he won't do it. But you're saying that for her to be with a man who refuses to do that, then there's a part of her that's unavailable as well.
Yes.
Because, well, there's lots of women that would be annoyed at you saying that, because they're like, no, because, you know, the amount of men I've met and I try to connect with them and they won't, and I'm not unavailable. Well, it's the man.
Well, I was that girl, you know. I was always like, why men aren't available emotionally? Why, like, I'm always connecting with these men and they are not available? And then I took a deeper look within myself, and I was like, there must be something about me that is not available as well, because why am I entertaining this? Why am I carrying on with this? Like, if I notice that the man isn't available, why am I not leaving? Why am I staying?
Oh, so what you're saying is she doesn't actually want a connection.
Yes. Because
if she wanted a connection, she'd find men who also want connections.
Exactly. So she's afraid of connection and intimacy. Yes. And that's why she chooses a man who's running away or he's not available, because it's safe.
So she can not get the intimacy, but also feel like she's not the problem.
Yes.
Ooh.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Because then she has to confront herself like, okay, why am I running away from intimacy? Why am I choosing a man that is not available? There is a part inside of me that doesn't feel safe with intimacy, doesn't feel safe with closeness, doesn't feel safe with connection. There are parts of myself that I'm trying to hide. I'm hiding something. I don't want to be exposed. So I choose someone who can't see me, who can't be there for me, who can't love me, who can't connect with me. Because then I will still be safe and hiding in my little, like, you know, little dark room. And probably what she's hiding is the needy girl inside of her, or the vulnerable sides inside of her, or her fear of relationships. So for me, I was afraid of committing, and I was afraid of losing myself in a relationship. So I would always end up with a man who's unavailable emotionally, because I wanted to feel something, but not everything. I didn't want to be alone, and I didn't want to be in a committed relationship. So there is a space in the middle where it's comfortable. And safe and fun and exciting.
Yeah. So I have two thoughts about this. Number one, that was actually brilliant.
Oh, thank you.
It really was. I was like, wow, that was really... I've never considered that before. And it's not often someone says something that I haven't actually considered or whatnot. So you've taught me something. And I feel better about some of my past relationships now, because I've been Mr. Avoidant in the past. And... yeah, honestly, I put a lot of blame on myself, because I knew, or at least it felt like they were trying to hug and I was pulling away, and they were trying to hug and I was pulling away. And now realizing that that's actually a dynamic that we created together, which they wanted to be a part of as well.
Exactly.
I still look at it and go, okay, well, what did I do to create it from my side? But it makes me feel good to know that it wasn't just me.
Yeah, exactly. Because, you know, it's one of the laws of the universe that, like, everything is your mirror. Like, relationships are the biggest mirror in your life. So whatever is triggering you with someone is actually something inside of you. So probably these women were avoidant as well, but they weren't aware of it. Or they were like, they had the anxious attachment style, where they felt like the regular or the safety for them is to feel rejected. What's familiar for them is to feel rejected. So you were there rejecting them, and you were just repeating a pattern they knew all their lives.
Right. I have zero to add to that, because you did wonderful.